It's your boy Indian Gooner in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, today's video is really special because we've got more news coming your way, especially ranging from Gabriel Martinelli, Arsene Wenger, ladies and gentlemen, a terrible fight between Granit Xhaka and Gary Neville. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, there is a fight, which I actually don't consider it as a very big fight. But yeah, these kind of small fights are definitely happening because pundits have the best time of their lives criticizing others. But when it comes for them to manage somebody, I think we know who have the cojones, don't we? Moving on, some really important news about Dani Ceballos. Well, Marca has put up some details about it, so we'll definitely try to address that as well. Well, without any further ado, I'll just remind you a quick thing. Be a part of this community. This is not a channel. This is a community where all the Arsenal fans, without any biased opinions, without any unfair or any sort of judgment, they can definitely go and comment on my videos and definitely share their thoughts about Arsenal and everything that they feel is going wrong or right with Arsenal, everything about tactics. See, every fans have to say they have whatever the feelings according to Arsenal, related to Arsenal and according to their gameplay. Anything, you guys can definitely go there and comment on my comment section in any video. I'll definitely come up there and reply you guys, and I definitely would want the Arsenal community of this channel, of this. Indian Gooner channel, I would want them to be lively, I would want them to contribute, and I'll definitely want them to be more and more interactive. Well, moving on, the first news of the day, Arsene Wenger, ladies and gentlemen. Arsene Wenger has told Be In Sports that he is at the moment working on his autobiography. It will be in French, so his ideas and thoughts are expressed comfortably and clearly. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really important because I think if it comes in a translation in English, I'll definitely would want to buy and read it, because that would be a masterpiece for any manager, for any coach who's definitely budding to join in as a career. I could use some traits in my FIFA, with that. But to be true, I think Arsene Wenger's book will definitely be hands down sold off, because I think many pundits who are wannabe managers would definitely want it. Moving on, I think you can take the book, you can take all the advice that Arsene Wenger would want to give you, but you cannot take his keen observation, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, Gabriel Martinelli. Ladies and gentlemen, he had a very brief and a very detailed, not a brief, but a detailed interview with one of the publications. Martinelli had this to say about Unai Emery. He said, "The coach is a great person and I'm learning a lot from him on a daily basis. I try to do my best in training so that when I have the opportunity to grasp it with everything." So I think it's really important because we all want to see Gabriel Martinelli on that bench, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, he has to make that bench in the Premier League. He needs to feel the pressure. He needs to feel the tension. He needs to feel the intensity of the fans, the intensity of a game, the pace of the game, and he really needs to come on to that pitch, ladies and gentlemen. I would want to see Gabriel Martinelli on that left wing, destroying and making sure that obviously. We would then try to speak about the families of the defenders that he would have wrecked while going past them and scoring. I think what I've seen in the preseason, Gabriel Martinelli should definitely work on his finishing, but otherwise, Gabriel Martinelli is. I would pay to watch him, seriously, because he is that exciting of a talent. I know what has come to Arsenal. More on that, he has said something about Edu. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest influence, the biggest reason why he came to Arsenal, Martinelli came to Arsenal. Edu is an exceptional guy, a great professional, victorious, and who made history with the Arsenal shirt. I was received in the best. Obviously, I think he has praised Edu, and he has also boasted about the history of Edu with Arsenal in an Arsenal shirt. Talking about I think. The fans, ladies and gentlemen, he said that I was received in the best way possible. Truly, we all love him. Moving on, I think he had said something about if on being asked about you're playing against such big characters, such big players in the team. He said, being very young, I got a little shy when he met them, because I only saw these players on television on video games. Ladies and gentlemen, that's true. That's true. Even we believe, even I believe that if I meet Aubameyang probably sometime in my life, I would tell him, dude, I used to, buy you in the FIFA manager. I used to buy you, and I used to play you on the left flank as a two striker, and I used to kill kill that flank, ladies and gentlemen. I used that pace, that raw pace that Aubameyang had to provide. I would want him to really sign that new contract, and really I would have a really a big blast because Aubameyang is a gem, isn't he? Moving on, Dani Ceballos, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest news that's coming your way. Dani Ceballos. Well, according to Marca, there are two big and important reasons why Dani Ceballos put that clause that he does not want a permanent move. He does not want a clause wherein Arsenal can go ahead and buy him on a permanent basis. The first of the reason is that Ceballos was also against a permanent move because of a dispute with his representatives, and the midfielder did not want them to benefit from a significant fee they would have received from a big money transfer. Yes, there was a tiff between his representatives, and Ceballos thought that a move away from Santiago de Bernabeu would not only it would be it would be a career step backwards in terms of a player is concerned. But his representative would have definitely get a very big cut. He was against that, and the second biggest reason why Dani Ceballos did not want a permanent move this season itself, it was the midfielder is convinced he can be a success at Real Madrid and is aware the loan deal still gives him a chance of returning to Spanish capital next year to fight for his place in the side. Yes, but the one very shocking news that Marca also gave is that Dani Ceballos, and Zinedine Zidane do not have the best of relations. Yes, it is clear that Zinedine Zidane has said Dani Ceballos that he does not. Zinedine Zidane does not see him as a part of his future team, does not see him a very big asset to the team, and it would not be after some time, definitely he would be sold. And it was very much clear for Dani Ceballos, but Dani Ceballos wants to stay and wants to prove a point for Zinedine Zidane. And I think as long as Zinedine Zidane is there, it's really difficult to fight against him and the desires of the club hierarchy. Well, moving on, as an Arsenal fan, I would want him to have a permanent deal, and I believe in Don Raul. I believe that Raul Sanyehi will definitely do something. Moving on. So the biggest fight that's gone this week was Gary Neville versus Granit Xhaka, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Neville had a really frustrating views on Granit Xhaka, the way he performed, and definitely that tackle. He had this to say about that incident. This is something you learn in your first week when you become a professional footballer. Stay on your feet at your times, especially in your box. That's such a big invitation. Oh my god. Shots fired. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Well, to that, Granit Xhaka had a reply as well. It's part of football. There are a lot of people that talk a lot. I cannot influence anything, and I do not want to. It is not my business. My job is to perform on the pitch. And still, Granit Xhaka considers whatever happened, that penalty was given, him lunging forward against Heung-min Son. He says it was a mistake. But he also suggested that nobody sees the chances that were created for Arsenal. And that is exactly what he had to say. I think going into international break, you've already created a big mess for all the Arsenal fans, because North London derby could have been different if you would not have conceded that penalty. Yeah, and it's really sad to see Harry Kane score again and again. Most often because of penalties, but more rightfully so. I think we as fans don't like the fact that we as a team Arsenal are giving Harry Kane to become the best forward, best number 9 in the world. I think we also have a fair share credit on that as well, because we have definitely given him a good platform by performing really average, by playing an average amount of football. Some minutes definitely jeopardized the reputation that he would have built in football community. That's what Granit Xhaka would definitely regretting about. But I think in this saga, I'm not going to be on the side of a pundit just because whatever he says. But I think to prove my point right, I think obviously that was not needed. But talking about it, I think probably after some months we would definitely try to remember only the mistakes that we've created. But probably we might not consider it because of the position. Maybe Arsenal would be in a stronger position after a month or 2 months, or going into the winter transfer window. Maybe. Going to the Christmas break as well. So I think anything can happen. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked whatever you saw, and every information about Arsenal that was latest came to you right away. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Being a part of this community should be a priority if you're an Arsenal fan. Make sure to shoot in your views in the comments section. I'll be waiting, and make sure to be a part of it. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.